Okay, I wanted to show you exactly what we ate in a week as a mom and 3 kids to eat as organically and sustainably as possible on an average UK budget. It's a juggle. Last week I showed you exactly what we bought and what we spent to plan for the week and what our meal plan was. I'm in a different kitchen there. This is my parents' kitchen between different things happening in the day. And now I'm going to show you in very real life what it looked like through the week. A few notes before we dive into the meals. This is very real life. I curated nothing for this video. I literally just put on a camera. And so you will see me when I've rolled out of bed in the morning because that's what meals look like. Some of you will go, how does she not have matching plates? And why are there crumbs on her countertop? Others of you will go, that's what my life looks like. My plates don't match because I got them from a charity shop because we really tried to shop as secondhand as possible. And there's crumbs on my countertop because life is life, and I did not curate this for a video. This was a week also where I was a little bit more overwhelmed, parenting without a spouse present and all the different things that were going on, and the meals reflect that, and our meal times reflect that. We kept it very simple this week to make it through the week, not in terms of budget, but in terms of just mental capacity. Also, this was not an experiment. This is what we do each week. This is how we do it. So this is 1 week. This is also a week in the middle of winter. So in the summer, it will look really different. There'll be a lot of berries on things, the yogurt balls, the waffles, they'll be full of berries that we've foraged or bought or grown, and there'll be a lot more greens because they're more abundant. But in the middle of winter, the food that is grown close to home is more squash, potatoes, carrots, vegetables like that. So you'll see a lot more of those in this meal plan. We did do a month of eating entirely from the UK, which was very eye-opening to do for a month, and what we spent as well, and you can see that in this video here if you want to see a little snapshot of what that looks like to do for our family. But let's dive into exactly what we ate in a week to stay on budget while eating as organically as we can.
It is day 1 breakfast. I have just rolled out of bed and we're slicing some toast for a quick and easy breakfast option. Then I am throwing some sourdough that's been proofing overnight into the oven. This also heats the house, so I do it in the morning on purpose on chilly mornings to double up on using that energy. Then I'm making lunches to go for everyone. We have a busy day, so we've got some cheese slices, some sandwiches, and a lot of fruit, just keeping it really simple. And then I'm cooking the second loaf. I make about 4 to 6 loaves a week from stone ground flour that we get in bulk.
So dinner tonight, and then it will be our lunch tomorrow, is this taco soup. It is made from those chicken carcasses. I took the chicken off. That's gonna get used in something else, but there's still a ton of shredded chicken in there just from the carcasses. So I'm going to pour this into my Dutch oven. These endy bits of bread, which we would also totally just toast and eat. I'm going to chop them up, toast them, chop them up, and then put them in the soup as little like croutony bits. A spoonful of yogurt, and that's dinner. Wow.
Day 2, we are starting with some oatmeal. I use just quick oats, water and salt, and then sometimes I add in eggs for some extra protein and to make it really creamy. You just whisk it in as it cooks. And then our lunch boxes today are sandwiches, fruit, and some medjool dates that I got in our veg box. I've also packed chicken soup for myself and the toddler. Then I headed out on my own to a car service, which felt like a luxury, and I bought some chocolate because I wanted it, so we're adding £1.80 to our week's total. We're all back home for dinner and I'm making a chicken quiche, which is also a prep ahead for a couple of other meals. It is a quick pastry that's so easy to make, and it's a great place to use up leftovers. I found some mashed potato in the fridge, which I just threw into the filling so that we're wasting nothing and making the most of our grocery spend. I will note the recipe for this below. I make some tweaks that make it a more budget-friendly recipe, and we're putting in the chicken that came off the chicken carcass as well. So we've got chicken quiche along with pan-fried potatoes and kale for dinner. We started today with waffles, and I blended in some leftover oatmeal to the batter to make sure that nothing went to waste. Then I prepped ahead mac and cheese with lots of carrots for lunch at different times for different people depending on schedules, and also took with us on the go some of that and some leftover breakfast waffle with yogurt to get us through a bit of a weird match day schedule. Those are always interesting. And then we finished the day with chicken quiche and lots of sauteed cabbage for an easy meal. After a rushed morning and toast in the car, we are coming back to more quiche and sauteed cabbage with sourdough for lunch. More repeating than I would normally go for, but we're doing what we need to do to make it work. Then again, more weird club schedules. So we've got some yogurt bowls and we finished the night with scrambled eggs, toast, veggies and fruit.
Oh, I did it with it. Mommy.
Okay, we are day 4 of the meal plan, and so I'm kind of readjusting as I make dinner, looking at what we have left. The schedules always change, things come up. The meal plan's a structure that lets me know how I'm doing through the week and how we can switch things around and still stick on budget and have enough food for the week. So tonight we are doing pizza. I think it was on for the weekend, but I've got that sauce going. It's just the tomatoes, the whole tomatoes, salt, garlic and butter in there. And I've got some quick bread dough in there that will be my pizza dough, and then I've also cooked ahead a lot of rice. This will be probably 2 meals worth of rice and beans, and I'm going to combine rice and beans and roasted veg. We'll just do that meal twice. And then in here I've got a lot of beans, which I soaked from dry, and then I added the fat from the chicken. So that went in with the beans, a bit of ketchup, salt, and that is all it is. They're really yummy. So beans, rice, roasted veg will be our next 2 meals. But I always kind of do a midweek readjust. Sometimes we cut meals out, sometimes I need to add a meal in, or something's going bad, we've got to figure it out. So anyway, a little readjustment doing now, and then we'll go from there.
We started this day again with oatmeal and loaded it up with yogurt, nut butters and fruit, and I'm French pressing my coffee. We weigh out the grounds to make sure we're not over making and therefore overspending on coffee. Then kids were home, so mid-morning we did a Marmite toast break just because sometimes we do that, and our lunch was leftover pizza with a carrot salad and fried eggs.
Okay, we're day 6 of 7 on that grocery haul. Until an hour ago, I had not bought any extra food. I will catch you up. I'm just making some popcorn for the kids. We don't usually snack before supper, but I have made a promise. So we're doing a tiny bit of popcorn while they watch a show. This is such an economical snack. I buy it in bulk from Able and Cole, but you can get it so many places. And then just a little bit in the pan. It's gonna pop and be a little snack. And then I'm chopping up all the root veggies. We did just shop because we ran out of salt. Cooking from scratch, we use a ton of salt. And we also got a couple of other things to make a cake for my granny. Had some of the things enough to make it. But we bought a couple extra things to make it a more special birthday cake, some chocolate and some double cream for a ganache. And we will make that later.
And the final day, we started it with leftovers of oatmeal that we made the day before, and then leftovers of all the beans, rice and veg. We did have some leftover beyond the week. And then for dinner, we took my granny the cake, but then she ended up feeding us. So there was a trade there. We didn't use a meal, but we took cake, she fed us, and that was the end of our week. We did not end up spending the £4 on waste food that I had allocated there, so that brings us to a total of $91.59 spent for the week.
And that's it. I hope it helps to see. Remember, everyone's budget is different. What we all have access to is different, and you will eat differently to stay on a budget. This entire spend could be brought down probably by 1/3 by not shopping organically. And some of the vegetables would be cheaper bought from a supermarket, but as much as I can use this average budget to be really mindful of the growers and the producers and the emissions and all those different things in sourcing we are. And so the veg box is something we really love to do as an easy way to pull all of that together with organic produce and make that happen. So there are a number of different ways this could have been made cheaper. And also remember, I'm curating my meal plan for what I can get cheaply. So I put in more milk requiring meals because I found milk on clearance. If I hadn't had that, the meal plan would have looked different. And if you're in a different area, you will build your meal plan around different things. But anyway, I hope it helps to see a little snapshot of how we do it and what our meal plans look like. And you can follow me here for more of this kind of thing, how we live on a budget in our meals, our home, and our garden. You can follow along with the journey. Yeah. And if you want to go back and see the haul that bought all the food and what we spent to get here, you can see that in this video here as well.